There is very little storage at the Business Design Center. Try not to leave anything on the stand in front or behind. This includes individual portfolios. They will pose a safety risk and will be removed by the organizers. If at all possible, have a system of being able to show a group of portfolios on a table in a reception area in front of your stand. You can store bags and coats, etc. in the cloakroom at the front area for about £1 per day, and it really is well worth it. This is the kind of area that is very, very useful for displaying work, especially for textile students. This area can also be used to discuss work, to house various bits and pieces of publicity material, and also can serve a useful purpose of housing all those portfolios in an area underneath. Things can get pretty hectic and crowded on an exhibition stand. An A4 portfolio full of photographs of your work, products, will enable you to take an interested client aside from the distractions on the stand to a quiet area such as a cafe, etc. You really do need to carefully edit this. This is also a great way of communication on trains, on aeroplanes. It really does work. One of my best tips. Okay, it's Wednesday morning, round about 9 o'clock. The award judges are starting to walk around. The stand looks absolutely stunning. We've finished with all the little petty arguments, and we're all looking forward to a wonderful exhibition. So, let's look at how we can make this whole event even better. Let's now look at greeting visitors. Always ensure somebody is in attendance at your stand throughout the entirety of the exhibition. This means every single moment of every day the exhibition is open. Yourselves, you should aim to be in attendance at the show every day. The day you are not will be the day you miss that dream contact, and it has happened to me on several occasions when I've been manning international trade shows. We're all going to be late. We all may have to take a bathroom break. We all may have just gone to talk to the organizer, and guess what? Somebody's there to see you. Have a list of all graduate mobile contact numbers to deal with press, visitor and award judges' inquiries. Work together as a collective. For crowded stands, use a rota. There is nothing worse than seeing 20, 30 or 60 students milling around the stand. It's overcrowded. It's intimidating. People will not come onto an overcrowded stand. It's best just to have 6 people in attendance. Rotate them around. Also, be prepared to answer questions on other people's work. Somebody may be busy with somebody else here. There may be a judge talking to them. There may be a customer wants to know what they are about. This is a collective. Let's work together. Let's work together for a great success for each other and for each individual. Never ever prejudge visitors. You really cannot tell who the person coming up to your stand is by the way they are dressed. It is more than likely that the person in scruffy jeans is recruiting for a big company or is a journalist, and the guy in the sharp suit is somebody's proud dad. Remember, you are not guarding your stand. Avoid at all costs barriers. Do not stand or sit where you become a barricade or block the visitor's view. Do not stand in a cluster with friends or other stand personnel. Number 1, nobody can see that wonderful work that you're trying to sell. Number 2, you will become very intimidating. People will not want to cross. People sitting down looking disinterested. Do not eat, drink or smoke, chew gum, talk on the telephone, sit within your own stand or gangways, ignore visitors, approach any other person on the stand in the process of conducting business, or dress in an unacceptable way. Well, this is fine if you're at a burlesque trade show. This is all very off-putting for visitors and looks totally unprofessional. You must learn to harness and project your raw passion because this is your key strength. Customers buy from people who are passionate about what they are selling, and guess what? Who they like. Investors invest in businesses that have passionate people at the helm. Use it, work it, use it as a fuel. Make sure it burns bright. Check body language. This little chart's a very good measure of whether you are getting through to people or whether you are not. Just think of all those shops and Cork Street galleries you haven't gone into because of the people standing just inside of the doorway. Neither slouch or stand to attention within any kind of exhibition. Take a stance that looks positive and welcoming. Do not be scary or weird, and this is no disrespect to Blue Man Group. Eye contact and a genuine smile is very, very important. But just don't overdo it. You do not want to look like somebody that has just come off a psycho set. When a visitor approaches your stand, do allow them to browse, but be ready to answer questions, both about your work and other graduates' work. It's very important not to come over as pushy, desperate, or aggressive. How many times have you walked out of a situation where a pushy salesman tries to sell you something? The golden rule. Be discreet, be polite, but always ask your visitors for a business card. You will then be in the position for negotiation. Don't ever be afraid of asking a visitor for a business card. They are used to handing these over. If they seem unwilling, they may not be genuine. So what does the business card tell you? Number one, who they are, and if they are indeed genuine. Number two, what sector the company they represent is trading in. Number three, most importantly, whether they are trade, public, journalists, officials, etc. You will really need to know this because you will have a duality of pricing for both trade and public. Also, you need to know if the journalists and maybe, let's hopefully not, the VAT men may be on your back. It also allows you to keep a record of who has shown interest. But don't forget to have a small contact book to staple every card into immediately with written comments. You should make thorough notes of what has been said and whether they want you to contact them at the immediate future. Above all, at all times, try to look confident and approachable at all times. A little word about late nights. Try to avoid hangovers on the stand. They will put visitors off and take the edge off your powers of negotiation. A queasy-looking person is somebody I would not want to do business with. Work as a whole. Do not let any one person let you down with an unprofessional attitude. It's your future. It's your career. Okay, the show's down. The exhibition's over. You will feel slightly deflated. That's very normal. Even after 60 exhibitions in New York, Frankfurt and Paris, I still feel the same way. A feeling of sadness. But you must follow up all contacts immediately after the event with personalized letters, with emails, with telephone calls. You can bet that your competitors will. If you have succeeded in getting 5 to 10 meetings from any show, that really is a great success. It really is the contacts that matter for your future. Have a great week, and don't forget to